So, hi everybody. It is September 8th, 2025, and I am so grateful to have you here today. I am happy to give you the fun cards. So, we had a good discussion today. So, the challenge question for today was if you could get a tattoo, or if you have a tattoo, what do you have? So, some of us shared what most people, surprisingly, in the discussion didn't this time have any tattoos. So, but it's kind of fun to think about if you could, what would it be? And the fun card for the challenge for the Better Than Yesterday card is cook a meal for yourself from scratch. Go to the grocery store, get all the ingredients, cook and enjoy. Show yourself what you're capable of and do it because you want to. So, what's cooking? Good looking. So, a little challenge for yourself. And then the fun cat photo, because I like cats, is cats in a suitcase, if you can make it out. And it says, invite yourself along. So maybe they're telling the cats you should, it talks about 5 tips for road tripping with cats. I have an aunt that actually road trips from Minnesota to southern Texas every year with her cat, and the cat has no problem. So, um, not all the cats are that lucky, but my cats are very sensitive to motion. They don't like that at all. But hey, that's great if you can. All right, so those are some fun things we do. And then I also like to do a little reading from Mark Nepo. It's a wonderful little book read, and you can definitely find it used. It's 20 years old, um, but I love it. So it's for September 8th. I just like to read the quotes that are around there. It says, to be near something beautiful or precious, but to be unable to experience it is the subtlest possible form of torture. So to be near something beautiful or precious, but unable to experience, it is the subtlest possible form of torture. And that was quoted by Robert Johnson. And that is today for September 8th, if you read the book. And then it says, it talks about how we all have these moments when roses lose their color for some reason, and when music no longer stirs us, or the sweet, gentle soul across from us no longer seems to soften our hearts. And it says to move in out of meaning is as natural as moving in and out of light, because clouds form and dissipate. And it becomes torture, though, when you believe that the rose is no longer colorful, or that the music is no longer stirring, or worst of all, when you conclude that the person across from you is no longer gentle or sweet. But it says, in truth, worse is not seen at all, this, a scene, but being touched by what we see. Certainly things and people change, and so does our needs shift. But with but we have no chance of recognizing real change or loss if we cannot recognize or accept our inability at times to feel what we see. So interesting. It has a little bit more of a read, but they're simple and short like that. I find them very insightful and deep. So I'll let you read a little bit more on that one. But I thought that was really good. Also, some of you might have heard of the Course in Miracles, and I thought it was a nice little read from today that I read, if that interests you. All right, it says, nothing beyond you can can make you fearful or loving. So nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving because nothing is beyond you. So I'll just leave it at that. That was my card that I read. Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving because nothing is beyond you. So with that, those are the readings. I like to because we haven't had a meeting. So last week we didn't meet because it was a holiday. So happy Labor Day. If you hopefully you had a good Labor Days weekend. So it's been 2 weeks since we had a meeting. And I also want to show you the flyer. These are the upcoming dates and information. And here's a barcode. If you're reading this later. This is for the album of community singing that I'm working on. So I love community singing. Um, and I have the lyrics for a song that we're going to learn today. And since we've met, I did have my birthday, but also we did have in Minneapolis a very sad event, the mass shootings that happened and I just feel like this is a good song for grief that I'm going to be showing, sharing with you guys. And it was trying to get my screen to get smaller. Let's see, move it to the side. There we go. I'm using my laptop, so it can be a little cumbersome. Sorry about that. All right, so let me get, I guess it's, here we go. Stone by Stone. So I'm going to post it here in the chat for the folks that are online. So you can sing along or hum along. You don't have to know it exactly, and it's just for fun. Okay, let me get to there's the chat. So folks in the chat, it will also be in the recording. It is written by Tayama, if I say it correctly. And I'll put the link to the actual recording. So it's a very simple song. I'm gonna get some water. Make sure my voice is good, but good enough. It doesn't have to be good, but just good enough for now. So basically, you're on mute. So people who are on the Zoom, you just sing on mute. Nobody hears you, and sing with people who watch the recording. So it goes, stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and we create right here. So we just sing that a whole bunch of times. So let's do that a few times. And then there's a second part. Sometimes you can overlay it, but once we get familiar with the first part, we'll add the second part, and then we'll just do the whole thing together like a sandwich. So stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and create right here. So the second part goes, what was gone, we build upon. What is gone, we build upon. Like I said, it's good enough for now. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a professional singer. I'm just somebody who loves to sing. So what was gone, we build upon. So like, let's do it from the top. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and we create right here. What is gone, we build upon. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and we create right here. What is gone, we build upon. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and we create right here. What is gone, we build upon. What is gone, we build upon. And maybe one more time, just softly spoken. Stone by stone, tear by tear, we release and we create right here. What is gone, we build upon. So that is it's a really gorgeous melody done with drums, a nice drum beat. So if you like a nice simple song that's easy to memorize. Anybody can learn it. This is a great one. And sometimes people do rounds, meaning like one people keep the one phrase stone by stone, and the other people sing what is gone, and they over sing at the same time, the two different parts. And that is really beautiful, but hard to do virtually. Or sometimes they do a delay. So some different ways to sing a song if you like. All right, so let's do movement, and we're going to do movement for about 15 minutes. Well, lately we've been working on Tai Chi for better balance. So that is a different form than some of you if you do an in-person class with me at the Apple Valley Senior Center. I do teach all those forms except for the Tai Chi for better balance. We just haven't done that yet. We've been working other things. So some of you may or may have not seen it before, so let's keep it kind of simple. After the movement, we'll do a meditation, we'll do lymphatic work, and a little bit of humming, just to kind of do some vocal exercises. And then doing a vocal exercises I learned today is a great way of strengthening your voice, especially as we get older. Very common in women as they get older, um, and also men. And it's a good way to exercise that is through chanting or a little humming vocal exercises. So I'm going to take a sip of water. You can stay in your chair or stand, however you like for the movement. Just make sure that you're in a nice, safe area, nothing to trip you. All right, so I'm going to assume people are standing. And if you want a chair, but if you want to see it uh, in a chair, let me know. All right, so it's a little warm up exercises. Sometimes I like to bounce. I like to let you guys warm up the body. So it's just gently bouncing at the knees, at the ankles, and the wrist, and just gently letting things bounce and gently swaying from side to side in your body. And we can gently turn a little bit more, tapping our kidneys on the side to side, kind of like that pulsing movement. And then let's bring the hands up, touching the lung points, a gentle bounce. And then we bring the hands up and we have them over our head. It looks really funny, but it's good for you. This is something that we do at Spring Forest Qigong. I just take part of it and it's a gentle bounce. Good for your lymphatic system as well. And then we can gently let the hands come down and sway side to side again and slowly come to rest. I don't know if you can feel a lot of energy, a lot of movement in your body, um, and just get settled into our bodies. So folks that are newer to Tai Chi or Qigong, we usually like to have our knees softly bent. So if you can't see, this is a little bit softly bent, that's locked. So just a little bit soft, pelvis tucked under, not protruding upward, a little tilt. That way your hips are in alignment. And then we have our shoulders, our ears are in alignment with our shoulders. So we have the chin slightly tucked in, not super uncomfortable, but just a little tucked in, right? Not looking up. And then we want to have softness in our whole body. I notice just having your body be soft, shoulders relaxed. I know for me, a lot of times I don't realize it, but my shoulders are up, especially if you work a lot on the computer. You might notice it, or I noticed being outside Saturday when it was cold, my body was more hunched and sore. So just relaxing the shoulders, just noticing your posture. And I invite you to for stillness and welcome stillness in after that, all that bouncing. So having soft fingers, soft wrist, elbows, shoulders, neck, pelvis, knees, ankles, and just being in the body. Having your, feeling so soft like honey is dripping down your head, going past your neck, your shoulders, your elbows, going past your wrists and your fingers. And the honey's also dripping down the body, the pelvis, the hips are soft, knees are soft, ankles are soft, and so are your feet. And you're just immersed in this beautiful honey. And creates a little bit of resistance. So let's begin with some movement just to save time. We're just going to do one quick warm up movement and let's just gather chi, life force energy, and then slowly have the hands come down. Bending the knees a little bit if you're able. And if you're in a chair, you can lift the heels and then slowly sink down, dropping the heels. So lengthening a little bit more, but always keeping a soft bend in the knees. And then just maybe bending a little bit more. Let's do that one more time. And come down. So we're going to do this practice from what we've known so far. So some of you won't know any of it, and that's okay. It's not too simple of a or hard of a practice, and it's called Tai Chi for better balance. So we'll do it a few times. I'll use a lot of words, and it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go over a little bit. I don't know if I'll add a new move today. Let's see how we feel. The next one is a little bit more different. It's called Repulse Monkey for people as a preview. Um, so let's see how it goes. Maybe Lauren, some people are ready for it. So let's do what we know so far. And for people watching later or new, just play along with it, have fun with it. So in this, we bring our feet together. Knees are soft. We're in that beautiful posture again. We're gonna start with the commencement. I'm gonna mirror you. So I say left, I go left, and that's the direction. I guess I could line up more in the center. There we go. All right, so taking a nice deep breath. Tai Chi for better balance, commence. Stepping out to the left, hands rise up, and they come down. We hold an imaginary ball. Engage the hip flexors. Bottom hand goes out as we step out. Other hand follows. Engage the hip flexors. Step out. Bottom hand goes out. Hold the ball. Let's do that one more time. We'll do 2 on each side. Stepping out with heel first. Holding the ball. Engage the hip flexors. Stepping out. Holding the ball. Next one is parting horse's mane. So we engage the hip flexors. We step at an angle or foot. We shift our weight. We shift the weight. Pick up the foot. Hold the ball. We step forward. Gauge the hip flexors. Step out. Pretend like you're holding the back of a horse. And then hold the ball. And I'm going to step back so you can see my feet. We're going to do that again. Gauge the hip flexors. Stepping out to the left. Bring the foot up. And hold the ball. Gauge the hip flexors. Step out at an angle. Shift the weight. Hold the ball. So that's the 2 movements. Let's step back so you can see me. Next one is called single whip. We make a whip with a top hand. The bottom hand's going to go out. Gently imagine like you're pushing somebody. You shift your weight. You shift the weight back. And then we bring that foot in. Bottom hand comes under. Hold the ball. Engage the hip flexors. We got that whip. We step out, shift the weight back, and hold the ball. So we're going to do that again. Gauge the hip, single whip, going to the left, shift the weight back to the right, going back to holding that ball, engage the hips, single whip, pushing out, shift the weight, coming back, holding the ball. Now we're going to do waving cloud hands to the right, stepping out, and we do it 2.5 times. Stepping 3 times, but 2.5 with the hands. So that was my second step. So now this is my third. When that top hand goes to my shoulder, I stop. I engage the hip flexors. I step out to the right. Bringing the foot in. Stepping out again. So this is a very common practice cloud hands or waving cloud hands. There's so many ways you can say it. So I think that was two. I got talking. So the third time, when that hand comes to the shoulder, we stop. We're going to repeat that again. Stepping out, waving cloud hands to the left. Stepping 3 times. And don't worry too much about your hands. Focus on your feet, making sure there's nothing in the way. And now the third time. And let's do that again. Going to the right. And now the third time. Holding the ball when it comes to your, L, the top. So to signify the ending, hands crisscross and slowly come down. And we bring the left foot back in. Take a nice deep breath, relax the body. I thought that was really fun. And of course, for some people, it's maybe totally brand new. We go slow, so it's not too hard. Let me show you the new movement because I think it would be kind of fun for you. So the next movement is, I'm so used to the going to that way. So we're going to step back. It's a backward motion, okay? So I'm going to step back and then pick up that back heel and place it down and hold. Engage the hip flexors. Bottom hand goes out. You look back, pick up the back heel, and hold the ball. So it is a little bit tricky. So we're holding the ball on the right side. We'll step forward so you can, I have space. I'm going to engage the hip flexors. This bottom hand is going to go back, and I'm going to look back. I'm going to lift my back heel, and then shift my weight into it. Step back at an angle. So my back foot is an angle. And then I pick up, as my hands, like I pick up the hand and the foot, they curve around. I hold the ball and I sink. So what I like about Tai Chi for better balance is there's a lot of mirroring, those subtleties. So let me do it from the side. So and then the other side. So hopefully you saw my feet. Again, it's a little tricky. We'll spend a couple weeks on this one. The hand goes back, so the hand that's in the bottom goes back. You turn your whole body, looking back. You lift that, so you step, but when you step back in Tai Chi, you always step at an angle backwards, always, because you have more surface area, more protection. So we step back, we shift our weight. Right? We're shifting our weight. And as I do that, that hand comes out from behind. I look at it, I shift the weight, and right, you can see my body is turning. That turns my heel, that turns the hands up. Then I shift my weight and I'm back into position. So it's not as hard as you think if it's coming from your center. Ideally, Tai Chi comes from our center. The hands and the feet are expressing it. So we're engaged in the hip flexors. Step back at an angle, right, opening up. Shift the weight forward. Pick up that back heel, holding the ball. And make sure I have enough room. Then we engage the hip flexor. Bottom hand goes out, looking back. Shift the weight, pick up that back heel so it's straight, and then holding the ball. Again, so it's kind of a complicated one. There's many versions of repulse monkey. So if you look up, you think repulse monkey, it's the same for all the forms. Totally not at all. So this is the yang style. So let's engage the hip flexors. Step out, looking back. Shift the weight, pick up that heel, which turns the heel forward and the hand forward. Hold the ball, engage the hip flexors, stepping back, ran out of space. Engage the hip flexors, step back, shift the weight, pick up that back heel, hold the ball. All right, so let's do it from the beginning. Again, this is very quick. I hope if you have any questions, we can ask at the end when we're not recording. Or you can see me in a class sometime and I can further assist you. But let's do it with that last movement, repulse monkey. Okay, so feet together, hands by your side, nice alignment, okay? Tongue behind the roof of the mouth, roots growing into the earth, string pulling us up towards the sky. All right, and Tai Chi for better balance, commence, stepping out to the left, hands rise, and they come down. Hold imaginary ball in the right, shift the weight, step out to the left, hold the ball, gauge the hip flexors, stepping out, engage the ball. I think we'll do it twice just because of some people are new. Engage the hip flexors, step out, hold the ball, engage the hip flexors, step out, hold the ball. Harding horse's mane, engage the hip flexors, step out to the left, shift the weight, pick up the toe, hold the ball, gauge the hip flexors, stepping out at an angle, shift the weight, hold the ball. Single whip to the left, shift the weight back, hold the ball. Single whip, shift the weight back, and then hold the ball. Let's do that again. Single whip, stepping out to the side, stepping out. I just remembered, did I do it twice for the single? I don't know. But let's do it twice for the single whip. I can't remember if I did it twice for the other one. And hold the ball. All right, waving cloud hands to the left, stepping out, stepping in, stepping out for the second time, shifting the weight, letting the hands be expressive, stepping out for the third time, and then hold the ball. Gauge the hip flexors, stepping out, bottom hand goes on top. The hand on top is the direction you step out. Stepping out again. And now for the third time. This time holding the ball. Let's do that again for the second time because we're trying to do twos if I remember. We like to step out heel first in this program. And the third time, holding the ball when you shift the weight. Engage the hip flexors, going to the right. Feeling a little resistance, feeling soft, and don't worry, just be safe. That's what I care about. And then last time, holding the ball. Now we're going to do the new movement, repulse monkey, stepping back in an angle, looking back. Shift the weight, pick up the heel, the hands come together to hold the ball. Gauge the hip flexors, stepping out to the right, shift the weight, pick up that back heel, place the ball, hold it. Let's do that again. You might need more space. Be aware of your surroundings. Stepping back, shift the weight, pick up that back heel, hold the ball, engage, step back, pick up that back foot, and place it. I feel something there. All right, so that is it. Hands crisscross to signify the ending, and then the hands come down. We bring the left foot back in and take a moment of silence for stillness. And I think we can do it one more time. This time I'll only do one repetition because at Tai Chi, we usually only do one repetition of one movement. Just because some people, this could be brand new. I did it twice. But let's do it one more time with one single repetition. So taking a nice deep breath, softening the body, making sure our surroundings are safe. And Tai Chi for a better balance. Begin stepping to the left, hands rise up and down. I hold the ball on the right, engage the hip flexors, step out to the left, and engage the ball. Engage the hip flexors, step out, hold the ball. And then we do hurting horse's mane left. Stepping out, shift the weight, pick up the foot, hold the ball, gauge the hip flexors, stepping out at an angle, shifting that weight, shifting the weight back, hold the ball. Single whip to the left, stepping out, shifting that weight, shifting the weight back, turning the foot inward, holding the ball, Gauge the hip flexors, stepping out. Shift the weight. Shift the weight back. Holding the ball. Waving cloud hands to the left. Stepping up 3 times. And just letting the hands do what feels comfortable. And then the third time, holding the ball. Engage the hip flexors, stepping out, hand on top, their direction you go. Stepping out again. And let's do that for the third time, holding the ball here. Repulse monkey, stepping out to the left, which is in the back. Shift your weight forward, pick up that back heel, bring the hand along, shift the weight back. Gauge the hip flexors, stepping out at an angle. If you got space, reach, lift that back heel, come together, holding that ball. Hands crisscross to signify the ending. And slowly come down. And we bring the left foot back in together. So let's take a deep breath. Noticing and feeling, and that was really quick. It's just enough to get a taste. If you want more details, you can see me in a lesson in person, but it's to give you a little bit of a taste. So let's tap the thighs crisscross to signify the ending of the movement portion. Then we're going to move into a nice little meditation and lymphatic work. So let's go on the balls of our feet, drop the heels, let go. And let's do that one more time. All right, so that's a little bit of movement that we do in another practice. Not all of the posing movements, but good job. A little taste of Tai Chi for better balance. And we are done several of the moves now. So good job. All right, so let's get into our bodies, into a nice resting space, giving yourself permission to be where you're at, wherever you are right now today. Maybe you're feeling wonderful. Maybe you're feeling tired. Maybe you're feeling sadness. So just welcoming all the different things that you're feeling, knowing that that's part of life. Life is change. And, you can feel it in the seasons. And you can feel it in your body. Your body goes through changes, our mind goes through changes, and all of it is okay in this moment. For that's all we have is this moment. So in today's readings, we had a lot of nice reflection that nothing is beyond ourselves. I interpret that message as we have only this present moment, right? Our perceptions in this moment affect who we are. It can make you fearful. It can make you loving. Because nothing is beyond this moment or you in this perception, in this body, time capsule that we're in this time. And then Mark Nepo had a nice little, I did a little extra read. Usually I just read his quotes, but I think he's such an eloquent, beautiful writer. He talked about how we get sad when the roses change color because we think they're not supposed to, that the music shouldn't stop. Or, people that we used to like, we don't like anymore. So finding that things are changing all the time and what's meant to be is meant to be. Nothing is beyond your control, as we saw that in the other reading. So just being aware of our senses in our body, identifying something that we can touch. Maybe there's 5 things that you can touch right by you right now. So maybe it's a book. For me, it's a book. For me, it's a hair tie. Identify 5 things if you need to slow down, maybe your cup, water bottle, your technology device, phone. 5 things that you can touch or feel, see. And And I want you to just gently rub your knees if you're able. Maybe a nice, beautiful circular motion or up and down motion. Just notice how you feel. Maybe you don't want to move your hands at all and you just want to place them on your knees. See what feels good in your body at this moment. And then I invite you to do the same thing for your thighs. Maybe it's rubbing in a circular motion, maybe it's crisscross, maybe it's up and down, maybe it's just being still, welcoming whatever your body is preferring at this moment. And I invite you to wrap your arms around your shoulders, giving yourself a big hug, or maybe a bigger hug if you want to go from behind your shoulders, giving yourself a big hug, realizing how amazing this moment is and our body is, and it's keeping us here in this moment. And then you can place your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Noticing any sounds. Noticing the temperature in the room, or if you're outside. Knowing that things change. Feelings change, colors change, objects change. And we welcome whatever is happening. And knowing it's within our reach. Everything is happening for a reason. And we trust the process, we trust what's going on. And we're at peace, like a river flowing in a creek. The water comes down from the clouds, goes through nature, and what we don't need is thrown into a river, right? It goes into the soil, but when there's abundance of it, it forms a creek and the water moves. And we just trust where it takes us. So perhaps there's something going on in your life that you want to send into the creek, into the river, that you just want to let go. You're welcome to do that and trust where it goes. Trust where you follow. And let's take some deep breaths, noticing the body. Nice inhale through the nose and out the nose or mouth, whatever you prefer. And I invite you to gently transition from a sweet little meditation of releasing and letting go and go into our lymphatic massage that we do, which is a gentle fingertips. So you just put a little bit of finger pressure here at the bridge. So it's very gentle. It's almost like an ant crawling on you. Like you just put that little bit of pressure. Not right. That would be way too much pressure, right? Just enough that you're touching the skin and there's a little bit of pressure. So that light. So I invite you to gently press up or down with a very gentle pressure. If you feel a headache, you're doing too much. So 60 breaths in through the nose, however you like to exhale. And we do it 6 times, just gently pressing this area. So nice inhale, a nice exhale. Doing that again. Doing that for a third time. A fourth time. A fifth time, and a sixth time. We're going to let that go, and we're going to gently go down with our fingertips, leading it to our clavicle. And we do that 5 times. And it's just very gentle. And let's say one more time. All right. Now we're going to go behind on the sides, go over the ears, leading to the clavicle. So for people, if you don't know what we're doing, this is just a very gentle lymphatic routine developed by the Perrin technique, Perrin. I'll send you a link if you're loving it one more time. And now we go from behind the head and then across into the clavicle, the same type place. So going behind, you can even like pretend like you're combing through your hair. And one more time, leading it to the clavicle. Now we're going to sweep behind the ear, leading to the same clavicle side. Doing that 5 times. And one more. We're going to do the other side. Behind the ear to the same side of the neck. All right, the next part is working on the chest. So we start below the chest and sweep up. You can have your arm up or down, but for me, it just feels better to go over the chest. So if you're a woman, you would go under the chest and sweep around, leading it to the clavicle. And one more time. Now it's up and over. So up and over the chest or straight over, depending on what you got. And you can use the back of your arm, top of the arm, whatever feels good. And we did it 5 times. And then on the sternum, same side as your clavicle, we do 5 upward motions, starting kind of below the rib cage and going up 5 times. I know this stuff seems really weird what I'm doing, but it helps. It's amazing. All right, same thing on the other side. Sweeping upward. And one more time. Next one, up and over or straight across over the chest, back of the hand, top of the hand, whatever feels good. Now the same sternum side 5 times. Upward motion. All right, and I didn't tell the people who are new, but we have a scarf and or towel, or if somebody's near you, we want to do 5 upward motions. So since I'm alone, I can just grab a scarf, and if you're able to reach, you would just do the upward motions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we go to the other side. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last part is gently going down the neck 5 times. So that's the parent technique. Sometimes I do a little bit more, but I did say we do some chanting, and I see we have 5 minutes left. So I'm going to invite you to, it's really fun to do a little chanting after that lymphatic work. So grab a sip of water. All right. So I like to do 3 chants 5 times. We're going to do an Om coming from the chest. And if you've never focused your energy with your vocal cords, it's okay. It's more of an opening of the throat. Om, you can open the throat. We'll do that 5 times, and then we'll do a oo sound where our focus is more on the vibration, the tips of our lips. We'll do that 5 times, and then an E sound where we try to get into the more sinuses sounding, country sounding, right? More of that sound, and we'll do that 5 times. So just a little preview. All right, so however you like to sit, stand, nice open space. We'll do 5 chants. Om. taking a breath. Om. 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 One more time. Om. Letting yourself feel that resonance. Sound is vibration. Vibration is healing to your body, helping you balance your body. Breathing casually, normally for a second. If you're at home, you could even wait a whole minute, but saving time, we're going to move on to the next one. Next one is ooh, sounding from your lips, and you may focus and feel it in your lips or throat, but it's more restrictive. So let's begin. Ooh. Ooh. And if you'd like to kiss before it, like to help you pucker, you can. Ooh. Third time. Ooh. Ooh. A fourth. Ooh. And a fifth. Ooh. You might feel a little vibration, or maybe felt nothing, and that's okay. Letting your body rest. Maybe feeling a deeper sense of relaxation, maybe some euphoria. Maybe your body just feels more at peace. It's safe to be who you are. It's safe to relax. And let's do that one more time with an E sound. Sound a little country, if you like, more nasally. And we'll make that E sound. All right, let's begin. E. 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 And one more time. E. Noticing the body, maybe feeling a dense, deep sense of peace. And taking a moment for that stillness in your body. And it didn't matter what kind of pitch you made, sound, it's just moving that vibration. So there's no judgment. Um, Everybody's welcome, however you sound. So just wrapping up, I thank you for coming. I'm going to end the recording here, and then people who are on the call could ask any questions or follow up anything. But this Saturday, if you are free, there is Talk to Me Day in Loring Park in Minneapolis. I'm going to do a free demo of Tai Chi from noon to 1 in the park. And then I'm going to do community singing for 2 hours with another friend of mine, Drew, and I. And you're welcome to share a song. So if you'd like to share a song with us, we would love that. And that's from 1 to 3. So also, if you want to find out more about the album, just go to seeothers.org.com. Otherwise, we'll see you hopefully in a class in person, Apple Valley School District or 196. I'm offering a class Tuesday evenings, 6:15. It starts, it's 45 minutes, and then I'm doing community singing for 45 minutes right after that. So if you want to meet in person, it's going to be at the Rosemont Middle School. You can check that out as well. So thank you for coming. Appreciate your support. Share with others, and thank
Thank
you.
you, Stephanie. I really enjoyed this. This was great.
Thank you. Let me stop the recording. Hold on.